before we leave, yeah.
I got stuff for you anyway.
Alright, y'all, we back. Episode 47 of the Wiretap.
47.
As you see, we're in a new location. Things are going to change from time to time. We
don't be scared to change.
Right.
Bear with us.
Yeah, we dealing with the growing pains of this shit here. But either way, we're gonna be alright. Y'all gonna be alright. Y'all gonna still tap in with us. We fuck with y'all. You fuck with us. As always, like, follow, and subscribe. And if you're feeling what?
Frisky, go ahead and comment, you heard?
Alright, we'll be right back. Let's spin that intro. Alright, y'all, we back. Thank y'all as always for tapping in. As usual, we're gonna do our mental health check-in, and we're gonna start this off with we like to do the people who behind the scenes first, because they are the most important part of this. They make this shit work.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Makes the dream work.
So let's start with my man
Reese.
Reese.
You start with me. Oh,
yeah, because you that's the audio.
Yeah,
man.
that's the Dr. Dre.
Our shit gonna be sounding hot.
Hey, listen. Turn my mic up.
Yeah, this nigga knows something.
Turn me up in the headphones. Mentally, a nigga cool for real. Week was solid. I booked my family vacation.
Okay.
Shout out. We're going to the Bahamas for 7 days. Taking the cruise to the Bahamas, a 7-day cruise.
When y'all doing this? Because you definitely put no PTO time.
I didn't put no PTO in.
Put no PTO.
This is my notice right now.
Y'all been noticed.
6. So
that's fire.
So T, you want to step in?
Yeah. I'll make sure you caught up to speed on what buttons to press and when to press them. And everything else is already set.
Hey,
so
don't be doing too much.
She wear glasses. She got a
button. Yeah, she wear glasses.
You see how her legs cross? She got her hand on the knee. That's the I'm smart nigga. She looking at me like, why are you telling me anything, nigga?
You did talk.
You did tell me instructions, nigga.
It look like I
read instructions, nigga.
Absolutely not.
All right. I open packages and put this shit together. If it's a screw left over, fuck the screw.
I don't miss no screws.
That's right. See, correct me again. I stand corrected.
Right.
I heard what she said.
No screws left. Matter of fact, she go to the store and buy screws and add screws to the screws that were being screwed.
Right. Chopped and screwed. She
chopped and screwed.
We'll screw her over.
DJ who? DJ T, nigga.
Right. Bree, how was your week?
I'm just surviving at this point.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Literally.
You having a good time, but not really. I never understood why the show was called Good Time, but
yeah, they had a horrible time.
It was never a good time.
No.
It was always about growing pains. Yeah, it was struggle time.
The rats struggled on that show. It was complete struggle everywhere you went.
Yeah, I'm just in a changing season, I think.
I feel
nothing wrong with that.
Yo, nature is in a changing season, my nigga. It was 86 degrees and then it was hail.
I thought it was about a tornado outside. I was at Popeyes like, bitch, this dust getting in my eye. Like,
you can look at my search
Maryland is one of them.
Tornado warning, Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland is one of them cities, bro, or states or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, especially, I'm just speaking of mainly like our area. Like, I'll be in Ricerstown and then get to Randallstown and it's sunny as fuck. No rain ever came. I'm like, the fuck?
The fuck happened?
When it got dark, it didn't rain over here.
We thought it was. No, it rained because when I went outside, it was raining.
Yeah,
nigga.
I was at Popeyes. It didn't rain. It was just windy as fuck.
I told you, y'all, my fucking struggle. Took the time out, got my car washed today. I'm like, it's sunny. I'm talking about as soon as I parked my car back in front of the shop, rain. I said, bitch.
Yeah, that's why you gotta get the rain protector and shit when you get your car washed.
I mean, shout out to my homeboys, Kev and Twan at Top Mobile Detail.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's tied. That's dimples.
But with the people that come and detail my car, that's my man Twan and Kev at Top Mobile Detail. They will say, hey, in the event that it rains, you know, we will come back out at X, Y, and Z, but they my homeboys. I'm like, you know what, fuck it, because they had a bunch of bird shit on it, so it was cool.
You know what's crazy? So I'm getting into shooting videos, because, you know, videography.
Okay.
He ain't shooting flicks.
I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with that either. But I'm gonna shoot them like once I really get where I want to get, I'm gonna shoot them a commercial because they probably need some content.
Hey yo, if you was in the flick, what would be your flick name? Think about that. We'll come back.
T,
how you feeling, T?
He had a good week. Made it to the gym 3 times.
Oh shit!
Amen.
Shout out to the Every Other Day Flow. Shout out to the Every Other Day Flow.
That was a big win for me. Today was long. I had a spring, the Towson Spring Festival. It's today and tomorrow, and I worked there from 8:30 a.m. until 4:30
word.
p.m. So the sun burned me the fuck out.
She worked it, even though she had a partner.
That part. Her. You don't see her hand on her leg?
That's why she pissed.
I'm trying to tell you that. I am trying to tell you.
It's been a day.
She called me like, this motherfucker.
You don't even know who this motherfucker is.
Tony pulled up looking around like, is he the motherfucker?
Where's the motherfucker at?
Point to the motherfucker. There's a whole lot of motherfuckers over there.
Definitely is a whole lot. How about you, Key? How was your week?
I had a good week, bro. Was able to spend some time with my family this week, my mother and my sisters, and which was cool for me. Kicked it with my bro.
You got a favorite sister?
Do I have a favorite sister?
Ooh. That's crazy.
You know what? Crazy. Fuck it, 2 tears in the bucket. Yeah, I do.
Oh, that's crazy.
I got a favorite sister. She like my second mother, and that's Kiara.
Okay.
Kiara like my second mother. She like all of our mothers. She's even my mother's mother.
Is that why she's like your favorite sister though? Because she gives you that motherly feel?
Both of my sisters love me dearly. There ain't no question about that. But I don't know. Me.
Go ahead.
What's your question? Like me and Kiara, kind of. She's the second born, so you know what I mean. So
Y'all the closest in age.
Yeah, we the closest in age. So I think that's where the closer bond may be, or whatever the case may be. By the time Diamond came along, you know, my parents already had shit figured out. They was already stable and shit like that. Me and Kiara thugged it together a couple times. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Stabbing baked potatoes, putting them in the microwave for 7 minutes because my parents was at work. So that's my dog.
That's what question was.
Do all y'all have siblings?
I do have a sister.
I have a.
You only got one?
I have one sister biologically, but I got people that's like siblings.
Oh, I was gonna say, do y'all have a favorite sibling?
Yeah, but I have. So if it's me and my 2 sisters, we grew up together, and then I also have 1, 2, 4 other siblings as well. But it's just me and my sisters that grew up together. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, yeah, my week was cool. My week was actually good. Had a good week, bro. Like honestly, had a real good week. I've been in good spirits, excited about each day for no fucking reason, rainbows and glitter type shit. So yeah, I've been cooling, bro. Went to Jazzy Summer Night on Thursday. That shit was a good.
Was that first Thursday?
Yeah, first Thursday.
Hey man, shout out to Jazzy Summer Nights. This is the last year they will be doing it. I think it's crazy that they didn't book DJ Big L, who's been a staple of.
He was there though.
No, so of course he gonna be there. It's not the issue ain't between him and the promoters. It's another issue.
Some bigger shit.
But the fact that he's not booked as one of the resident DJs for Jazzy Summer Nights is insane to me. Because he's been a part of it every year. He's a staple to the event. Yeah, but shout out to DJ Big L.
Yeah, that shit was a good look. Went down there with my homeboys. That was a real good look. I had a ball down there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Other than that, like I said, my week.
You know what'd be crazy about the shit that this nigga say? He always say, "I blah 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 with my homeboys." Do you notice how we never involved in that?
So all right. So let me break that down.
That's all.
It's a group chat that I got with Corey and him. You know Corey and him.
I know what it is. I'm just talking shit.
Oh, okay. I was about to really explain myself.
Explain yourself.
Okay, but for the people who don't know, what is Jazzy Summer Nights?
So Jazzy Summer Nights is something that they do every first Thursday of the month. It starts in May or whatever. So it's what's that? Kinder Family. You know the song. They gonna be there 1 week. Okay. It's an outdoor festival, so they have food vendors, Sharif's, Island Cuisine,
all types of
different type of vendors, cigar vendors, of course liquor, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. But it's an outdoor venue.
And where's it located?
This one, so it used to be at Port Covington. It used to be there, but now it's back to their original venue, which is Hopkins Plaza.
Right.
Okay.
And it's an outdoor event.
Yeah.
So it's not always been an outdoor event. It's annual every summer. They do it. It's the first Thursdays of all summer months. The first Thursday of the month, all summer long.
Yeah, I think they do the last one maybe September.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last one.
The last one will be the first week of September.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it'd be a real good look, real grown and sexy.
So I've had the pleasure of working that event. They held it at my job for 2 years in a row. My job wasn't prepared for the amount of people. Horseshoe Casino. I'm a bartender at Horseshoe.
Yeah, I definitely had some people hit me up about you.
Oh yeah, shout them out too. Shout out all my people that show up.
Yeah, sure, they hit.
Keep showing up. I'll be back at the bar soon. Huh?
I cut Denise head today.
Oh, for real? Yeah. That's what's up. Tell her I said what's up.
How's Reese doing? I'm like, he good.
But I had the pleasure of working that shit, and I'm talking like 3,000 to 5,000 people showing up in the matter of the first 30 minutes. No standing room type of event when it was indoors, so they had to move it back to outdoors.
Yeah,
it was too much for an indoor venue.
Yo, T, and it'd be a real good look. Like by the time we got there by 7:30, and it's over with early for those that work. Like it's from like 5:30 to 10.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? But it's a real good look. In all the years I've been going for 6 years. I've yet to see an altercation. Which is
I've seen the altercation only because I worked it. Like I worked the event.
Yeah,
so I had a different.
But it was indoor too.
Yeah, and it was
but it was a.
Yo, let me tell you how bad that altercation was real quick. 3 seconds. I'm at the bar serving. Stop counting. Don't stop counting yet. And it's like a line of people waiting for drinks, and it's niggas is fighting behind them.
3 seconds.
But it is so many people, you don't even realize the niggas is fighting behind them. You don't even see the fight because there's so many people in front of you. And it was like, oh shit, I think they fighting right there. It was like that. Like, and the security came, cleaned it up, got them out of there, and kept the party going like it didn't happen.
Yeah, people be real grown out there for the most part.
Yeah, I've heard about it. A few of the sheriffs at my job go down there, and I've been hearing about it.
How was your week?
Actually, my week was pretty cool.
We can get to that.
It went by fast. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, it was cool. It was a cool week.
What's up?
I'm getting too old for how fast these weeks move by, yo.
Yeah, that shit.
But you know what's crazy? So
moving, huh?
this is the crazy part, right? So I think me and you had this conversation, but I was saying that there was a study done on why as kids time seems slower versus why as adults time seems faster.
Because we dread what's coming.
No.
Oh.
It's because kids.
told me I was dead wrong.
I mean, you're not completely wrong, but it's because kids are more present.
I feel that.
Because when you were a kid, you just much more. Remember, like an hour used to feel like eternity back in the day. Like an hour used to feel like fucking forever. But now, as an adult, the only time that we feel time pause is when we doing shit we don't like.
You walking around feeling the time, yo? That's crazy.
That's fair, bro. Like I have my moments where I look up like, God damn, it was that damn late? Because I be in the moment.
Yeah.
And then when it's like you said, shit that I gotta do, I was like.
So that's what I meant about we dread what's coming. Like that's what I meant.
Yeah, that's what I say. That's why I said you're not completely wrong.
Nah, I feel you. Yeah, and I feel why you say that, but. It's like we know the bullshit that we got to go deal with, and when we have to go deal with it. So it's like whatever I'm doing, I'm just biding time until I have to go deal with that bullshit.
Yeah. Okay.
Whether it be work, fam, whatever it is.
So
it's some bullshit.
Essentially, what it's saying is that when you're a kid, you're not paying attention to the clock. When you're an adult, that's all you're doing.
It's watching the clock,
looking at the clock.
See, like now, like I said, I got my vacation book. Nigga, I have Carnival give you a countdown, and it shows on your on my home screen. 62 days till my cruise. Like I know to the hour to the time to depart. You feel me? Like I'm watching.
Yeah, I would have to hide that shit from myself.
Yeah, because
I be looking at that bitch every day.
They give me something to look forward to.
You know what I miss though, yo? You know what I miss? And I thought about this last Christmas. I miss that excitement I used to have when I couldn't sleep.
Because you done spent your money on the Christmas, so you like get this shit fuck over with. I'm tired. That's why it's not exciting.
I dread Christmas morning, yo. Like Christmas Eve is so stressful for me because it's like one of my kids gonna be pissed off. Like somebody ain't gonna get what they wanted, or they didn't get enough, or somebody else got more than what they. It's just
No, I completely understand what you mean because it's like
I'm so blessed to not have a Christmas like that.
I feel that. See, and I didn't have Christmases like that. Growing up, it was just me and my sister and my parents. Like we was like latchkey kids. My parents worked all the time.
Right. So shout out to the latchkey kids.
Yeah, shout out. Listen, I loved it. You know, I grew up early because of it. I grew up quick because of it.
100%.
But my parents' way of dealing with it was to overcompensate, right? So they would literally buy whatever the fuck I wanted. Like whatever me and my sister wanted, we would wake up to Christmases and like if this couch was in my living room, this whole shit be covered. You wouldn't even see the couch.
Right.
It just be covered in toys.
That's how my Christmases were.
Electronics, whatever. All right, and so I try to do the same thing with my kids because of the technology being different. They got out of toys real quick.
Yeah,
real early.
Same.
Nigga.
But you know what's crazy? I noticed. All right, so with Adrian, right, when it comes to, and I don't know if this is like out of some jealousy shit, but he will start trying to, like when Elias got one of his toys that he used to play with, he was like, oh, that's mine. And I'm like, bro, you was just playing the PlayStation. Or you was on like, why all of a sudden now?
Like that sibling.
I thought that shit's so strange. Go ahead.
I was going to ask this question, and it was funny you asked what you asked earlier, but because I had this thought coming over here, I just had an experience with my 3 sons. Is it okay to have a favorite kid? If you have multiple children, is it okay to have a favorite kid?
You shouldn't, but I think you do. Like for me,
I mean, I think
you the favorite kid.
I know I'm the favorite kid. My siblings know I'm the favorite kid.
I think it's a natural thing to do.
Okay.
I think it's a natural thing.
That's why you feel it's okay because it's you.
I know.
But I think it's just a natural thing. Like I think it's one of those things of you like who you like, and it's not to say you dislike the other kids. It's just you and this. It's like meeting somebody that you have a
bond with.
Not even just a bond, but a mutual understanding of how things work or how things go. Or like for instance, prime example, and this is going off the kid subject just a tad bit, but it's on subject. Initially, when I had started hanging out with the other side of my family, I was trying to bond with someone who was close in age, right?
Right.
They were leaving. They had signed up for the military. They were about to go, so there was no real bond. How me and Tay got real close was he left his iPod in my car.
Okay.
So when I was playing it, I thought the shit was mine because we had so much similar music interests. That's how we initially started to bond. I think it's the same concept with the kid. When you have that one kid that always comes around, you know, that one to do shit with you.
And it isn't though, Tone. Like for me, with me and my siblings, me and my mother's bond. I'm not saying that she don't, but I kind of got. My mother loves us differently. Equally, but it differently. But I'm the only boy, so
that matters.
So that's where I get the kind of the edge up. When not saying that I'm her favorite, but nonetheless, I get. No, it's not what I'm saying. Actually, Kiara is her favorite. My middle sister is.
I'm
her
gonna tell
favorite.
you how you know who's your favorite. In my opinion, whoever got away with doing the most bullshit, and you know you was doing bullshit.
That's Diamond.
I can't agree.
See, I don't agree with that.
Nah, I don't agree with that
because my kids be on bullshit time.
But the one you let go the most, I think is your favorite.
That's because you may just be fucking fed up and like, you know what, fuck it. When that next child come along, you be like, you know what.
Well, I'm gonna tell you because like my kids are all over the spectrum. Right, literally and figuratively. I have a kid who on the surface it looked like he on bullshit time all the time, but it's not that. He just thinks about things a lot differently than other people, all right, including his siblings, including his parents. So I'm constantly having to give him grace in situations because I know that his processing wasn't how I would have processed it, and then it's not how I would have expected it to be processed, but he processed it his way. And he got to his conclusion because of his logic, right? So I had to be graceful in my response to it and be focused more on tailoring how he's processing. You see what I'm saying? Like trying to guide his processing versus responding to his processing.
Yeah, that's my son.
So it looks like he gets away with more than my other kids, but that's not the case. And so that's the point. That's why I asked the question, and this is where I got to with it. when I was thinking about it earlier to myself, I don't have a favorite kid. I love all my kids equally. I enjoy them equally, differently, and I enjoy them differently in different functions.
Right.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So like my oldest daughter, I vibe with her. If I'm by myself and I want to chill with somebody by myself, I'm gonna chill with her.
Okay.
Because her time, she be on the same time I'll be on. Our humor's real similar. We crack about the same things. Our tolerance are similar. So we don't get on each other's nerves. We know when we've had enough of whatever's going on and we need to go be by ourselves, right? But my youngest daughter, Chloe, is on my hip. And it's not day one. She's on my hip. And anybody on the surface would think she was my favorite, right? Because she's always with me, but it's not. She's just clingy. And I nurtured it. I want my daughter to be clingy to me.
So the other daughters.
You know what I'm saying? No, it's not. That's the thing. I have my favorite moments with all of them.
Yeah, like me and my
Which
son.
I think is fair.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, I mean, I don't know. I think naturally as a human being, you find, like, it's just like your friends, like, or people you work with. You're just going to naturally like to be around someone more than other people.
Absolutely.
Not saying that you don't love the other, like this is what this is always the same for me. In life, you're going to have 5 good friends, in my opinion, right? And out of those 5, you're really gonna have the one that you fuck with, right? And the third one is somebody that you fuck with them, but they don't know the vulnerability like your right hand man.
Yeah, each friend plays a different role.
But essentially, your right hand man is the favorite of the 5. You get what I'm saying? Whoever's got that number 2 spot is your favorite of the 5.
That's
you get what I'm saying? That's just naturally what it is. So. I don't know.
But yeah, like I think like my love for my son because he's my firstborn,
I feel that.
And he's a boy. So, but I also love my daughter too. Like me and my son, like you said, me and my son in certain settings, that's my guy.
Yeah.
And then with my daughter, in certain settings, in certain settings, that's my baby. But she's more. If she loves me to death, she's more independent than my son is.
I want to pivot back to Tony talking about the 5 friends. Because he talked about his one friend and he grabbed 2 fingers.
I was saying, I didn't know.
Whoever that nigga was.
Who is he?
Who is this nigga? Okay.
No, that's what I'm saying.
This nigga was super important.
Yeah.
It's not even to be real.
Nigga said.
It's my
one friend.
It's my homegirl D. Like my homegirl D.
Yeah.
Who I'm trying to get T and D to start a podcast over.
D and T.
Because they think so much alike.
Dicks and titties.
Somebody's gonna equate that to that.
Yeah.
100%.
No, my fault.
That's the first thing I thought. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, no. That's not what they would call the show.
Okay.
But
right.
D knows everything that is to know about me. Like she know when I'm lying, she know when I'm holding back the truth, or not holding back the truth, but like she's the first person I ever met where I would say, when she would ask me a question, I'd be like, I don't know how I feel. And she would be like, nigga, yes you do. Tell me how you feel.
Tell me how you feel.
And I'd be like,
that's a good friend.
Yeah, it takes certain people
like
that'll bring that truth out of you. Like, you know what I mean? Like with you, I tell you things. With Reese, I'm not gonna say it's equal, but you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like certain people I'm very transparent with. Then there's others that I tell you what I want you to know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
Because really you're being nosy. You don't give a fuck for real. You just trying to be nosy. So certain people I tell certain things, and it may be the same situation, but
you'll give different people different parts of the situation.
Yeah, like bro, what's going on with this? Oh no, shit.
No, that's fair though. It's like I'm like that, right? Because I give a fuck about my friends.
Right.
Genuinely, wholeheartedly. So like if my friend's going through something, I don't give a fuck. You can be as wrong as wrong can be. Alright, come and holler at me about it though. I'm gonna tell you you're wrong, but I'm gonna help try to figure out how to get out of it. Because I give a fuck. Some people, like he said, niggas just be nosy. Like niggas don't have nobody's best interest. Niggas don't really want to see you come out of some shit. Niggas want to see you. Listen, everybody love you while you up. You feel me?
Yeah.
As soon as you fall.
I mean, it's almost like, and we gonna end it here, take a quick break. But it's like that one line Jada can say, niggas want to know how you been, but just to see, making sure you're not doing better than them. That's real life shit.
No, it's that part.
Yeah,
I tell my kids this shit all the time. Everybody want to see you do good till you doing better than them.
Right.
All right, that's a fact of life. Everybody want to see you do good.
But the crazy part is, and I'm gonna try to get this back real quick. The crazy part is,
Long story short.
Short story long.
Yeah, short story long.
The thing is, like, it's like perspective is a motherfucker, right?
Always.
And it's like at the end of the day, I'm doing good, and I'm not seeing it as me doing better than you. I'm just doing good in the space that I want to do.
You're doing good.
Right.
You're good, and my good may be two different good.
Exactly.
And you may look at me and be like, "Yeah, nigga, you not doing that good." And I'm like, "No, nigga, I'm cool.
doing great."
Right.
I'm excited about.
Like I might have got
you know
the
what I mean?
I might have got the AMG Mercedes not because of the sense of the fact that it's an AMG Mercedes and I'm trying to shit on niggas. I might have got it simply because I like the comfort. I like the.
If I get the AMG, I'm trying to shit on niggas.
Yeah, there is a car that I will buy that will say, "Niggas, yeah."
I'm pulling up at the red light and I'm looking at you like, what you gonna do, nigga?
Yeah, there is a car that I will buy and be like, "What you think?"
But that's a topic
how you think
too.
I'm doing?
That's a topic too. And
that's surface level shit, but it's like, what you think I'm doing?
Right, I'm gonna bring it right back. We're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna come right back. All right, y'all, we back. We took a quick break. I wanted to ask a question pertaining to the last conversation we had, and I can't remember the shit.
Good shit, bro. Like
what was we talking about?
We were talking about siblings and everything like that.
Siblings, favorite
and
children.
Then we went from there to shit.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say.
No, you don't.
No, I do.
Go ahead.
Do you think a person who, I guess you would say, do you think a person that makes their success about shitting on other people, like, has some issues, or do you think like when is there a thin line between I'm doing this for myself, versus I'm doing this for the validation?
It's not a thin line.
You don't think so?
No, you just answered it though.
No,
if you're doing it for. Nah, Reese, if you doing it because you trying to prove a point to a motherfucker, then you not doing it for yourself.
Well, no,
it's no longer for you.
So I understand that. I understand that way of thinking, right? But a lot of times, people use the negativity of others as motivation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But that's the difference, though, Reese. Using it for motivation and using it for validation is two different things.
Completely different things. I agree with that 100%.
I'm gonna show you. Like, no.
All right. So for instance, prime example, and I can be vulnerable with y'all in this. When I went on my first weight loss journey, it was this particular young lady that I wanted to date, and she showed me. Well, what happened was she gave me her phone to text a friend back, and she was still in her last message, and I saw the message from the guy, and I'm like, here I am looking like a fucking clown trying to woo you and do all the shit, and then when I saw how he looked, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna look better than this nigga. Like, that was my motivation.
So that's motivation. That's
to get back in the gym.
That's
right?
not validation. So
no, true. And then eventually those feelings kind of subsided, and I just viewed her differently once I got to my goal.
because that made her, in a sense, that made her. I'll use the word shallow. It doesn't have to mean it in the literal sense, but that just made her a little bit shallow. Like, let's say, and I'm not saying that you're not, but you could have the best heart ever, and she may have missed out on her blessing because you were bigger than what she's usually used to be.
He was a fat guy. I just said I was going to look better than him.
Oh, okay.
But
you know what I mean? Like,
it was motivation, but I don't like the idea that I didn't like
that you needed that feeling.
I didn't do it for myself. Like, it's a different feeling, and I guess I think we can all attest here to that moment where we do something for ourselves versus for the validation of others, and or because we want to hurt somebody, making them feel like they missed out on something from us. I'll agree to that.
I mean, but that's vindication. That's a little bit different, right?
Okay.
Because you're actually looking for. It's a whole lot of Asians. Hey, did y'all ever see that shit? The rap show on Netflix, the little contest when they were trying to find.
Eminem. Is that the joint with Cardi B and all?
Yeah. The second season it had Lotto, Ludacris, and somebody.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Lotto, Ludacris, and
DJ Khaled.
And Khaled.
They had all the Asians. It was the nigga that won the show, Drake TL. His first song was just a whole bunch of dedication. I see motivation. He has a whole lot of Asians. That nigga was Asian, and he's at every Asian possible in one song.
You know what it's like from that show? What's the nigga name? D Smoke.
Nah, I fuck with D Smoke.
Yeah, but I feel like he had a leg up. Because of who his brother was.
I don't think so because
he is fired.
They didn't even know.
They didn't mention his brother one time. They didn't mention his brother one time in the entire season.
I mean,
let me tell you how dope this nigga is.
Okay, yeah, I was about to ask that question because I
didn't mention his brother one time.
I remember seeing that who his brother was, and then I.
What I'm saying is,
I don't even know who his brother is. Who's his brother?
Sir.
Oh, okay. I forgot. I forgot.
My thing is,
that's what I was. Yeah.
My thing is, and I don't want to get too off topic because I feel like we having a good discussion. My thing is though, he has an insight on certain things that other people who aren't.
Okay, yeah, so it does give him a leg up.
Yeah, he got a little leg up, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying.
I don't think it's a bad leg up to have.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's not.
Michael
you know how to
from a musical family.
Yeah,
you feel me?
you know how to compose music, you know how to do certain shit that other people don't. I'm not saying
that's not your fault that they don't know that shit.
You got that's a valid point. That's a valid point. I'm not mad at that. I mean, it doesn't take away from the fact that the nigga can spit.
Listen,
I'm not saying that.
The nigga won one of the rounds and he forgot half the words in his song. All right, the nigga was that dope.
Right.
That the song was that good. I still listen to it on YouTube, and he forgot half the words. I be in the car listening to when the kids pull up. Just because I fuck with the song.
Yeah. No,
that leg up helps. Like, I got a leg up in my career. My father did it his whole life. I had an advantage.
Yeah, you had an advantage. Yeah, that goes back to that conversation that
nepotism.
But
go ahead.
My dad was a pizza man.
I was gonna say, I just feel like I don't know. I feel like right now we in this culture of like, I think a lot of people just be trying to shit on everybody. I don't think it's really about motivation or trying to motivate others. I think it's more so like I think you only have a small few that really try to motivate. Like Wallow, that's one person I believe he definitely tried to motivate people, and he doesn't do it through like the things that he's obtained through his.
I mean, but his is more life experience,
right? But I'm just saying, like I've seen some people. You feel, and I'm not gonna name this particular person, but I remember one person came back to the city, brought all the cars and bikes out and shit, and was like, "Yeah, this is supposed to be motivation to people." I'm like, the poor people don't see that as motivation.
It looks like you're bragging in a sense.
Not even like it's like niggas gonna hurt you.
But that too.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that shit like motivation.
I am motivated. Steal that shit.
But it's all in the eye of the beholder. You feel what I'm saying? I might see that, but like, damn, okay, cool.
No, because I know, like when we was kids, nigga, we used to sit on the motherfucking stoop and be like, "That's my car. That's my car." You feel me? Like that was the shit to do.
Yeah.
So like,
but we also come from a different generation,
right? So
access, those things.
I mean, but access to information is different. So these kids are seeing this shit at a much earlier age, at a much higher consumption rate.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nigga, I got robbed at gunpoint by a 12-year-old because I know that he saw something he wanted. All right, I was in Reisterstown, not in the hood, not in a desolate area. I was on fucking Chartley Drive. All right, that nigga saw something that piqued the interest in something that motivated him somewhere else, and his only way of getting it was to take it from another person. You know what I'm saying? Motivations. So my thing has been this, right? I don't give a fuck what you use to get up and get out. Just don't hurt nobody.
Yeah.
All right. That's that. I don't give a fuck if it's because your parents was a piece of shit and you needed for them to see that you made something of yourself without their help.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if it was you went through some fucking natural disaster, Hurricane Katrina, and had to get displaced from New Orleans to Houston, and you using that as motivation to get up. Whatever motivates you, just don't hurt nobody in the process.
Right.
Hurt in a sense.
And I ain't gonna hold you too.
Physically, violent, stealing.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? None of that shit.
Because sometimes you have to. Some people are stepping stones for you. That's why.
No.
That's why.
I want to say this too, to you young motherfuckers out there. The robbing game is remember back in the day, the robbing game was the lowest thing on the totem pole. When
now he was the worst criminal.
Now it's kind of respected
which is crazy to me because back in the day that wasn't it.
No, in the hierarchy of criminals, they looked at thieves like rats.
Right, exactly.
It was a snitch and then the thief.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like that was the hierarchy.
We respected like the drug dealers.
Exactly.
Or the working man. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are niggas I wanted to be like. I knew all the stick-up kids in my hood that my dad used to tell me about. I ain't want to be like the niggas because they were.
Well, the problem is with sticking people up is that it never lasts long. So you gotta end up going back. You gotta keep going.
That and you gotta look over your shoulder. Somebody will blow your brains out behind what belongs to them.
So that's the whole. It goes back to the old adage that nothing worth having come easy, right?
Yeah.
If you go out and you get that shit in the easy way, in the easy method, you're not going to appreciate it. The value is not there. You don't have the value because you didn't work for it. Exactly. And that's the shit I be trying to get my kids to understand. I'm not saying I'm not rich by far, but I try to make sure my kids have the best opportunities available. But they forget, and I even forget, they don't know what giving them that opportunity took. You see what I'm saying? So they don't even have the appreciation for the opportunity because they didn't see the work that went into it. So it's like, nah, we're gonna have to take a step back.
By the time you had them, Reese, probably like you was already, you know what I'm saying? Like to where, like somebody like me, I grew up with my mother.
Let me ask y'all this. Why do you think? I remember I had a dope idea for a video, like a music video, right? Where, and I still want to do this, but you know, I got to get with somebody that understands the concept. So the concept was showing like it was a screen. Like when the video comes on, there's different eras: 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, right? Where people are doing, they playing the same game, but it's the same result, no matter what era the game is played in.
Okay.
Why do you think people continue to participate in the game that we like? For instance,
because we're taught to hope. Like we grow up in faith-based places, right?
Right.
And what faith gives you is hope. So you take that same hope and you would apply it to the rest of your life. Or you hope because we're made to believe that if you do something a certain way, you're going to get a certain result. If you put the work in, if you work hard, then you're going to grow up. You're going to go to college. You're going to get the job. Even if you don't go to college, if you learn a trade, if you learn a skill.
Well, I mean, in the sense of the street shit.
The same shit though.
You think it's the same concept?
Absolutely. So like the people who grew up in that street shit, yo, if I can get me a pack and I can get 2-3 niggas who I know going to flip this pack with me, we going to stay locked in. We about to be the next motherfucking supreme team, nigga. We about to be all of them niggas because all we see is the sensationalized version of that shit. Even when they go to jail, it look good. You see what I'm saying? Like, look at this, the Young Thug shit that just went on, right? Yo, I will never forget watching fucking Wallow and Gilly shit, and they had Thug and the whole YSL on the show.
Yeah.
Same shit with Dirk and them. The nigga was in tears, telling these young niggas like, if y'all don't stop the shit y'all doing, y'all gonna end up in jail for a long fucking time or dead. Wallow was in tears, and then a month later, nigga get locked up. The whole YSL get indicted. The nigga's in jail recording the album. He did a mixtape in jail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was fire. And then he ain't beat the charge, but by the time he walked away from it, he walking away from it.
But in most kids' mind, they beat the charge.
Right.
Yeah,
when niggas look at it,
they don't understand.
All they saw was a mockery of a trial, a fucking circus show. Now this other nigga, what's the nigga name? The ball had the main witness.
Oh,
nigga.
Woody. Yeah.
This nigga is internet famous now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Was that you that sent me that video of the little boy when he was trying to go hang out with the older dudes? And he's like, nah, I ain't no snitch. Remember, I stabbed my teacher, blah, 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 so on and so forth. It was a real little boy, right? And at the end of the joint, he was like, yeah. They was trying to tell him, like, going to jail ain't cool, whatever. He like, nah, he was like, nah, being bad is alright. He's like, 'cause I'm just trying to live like my idol. They was like, who your idol? This nigga said, King Von. I said, fuck.
Exactly.
Yo, I remember when I took Adrian to get
I think King Von was a monster.
They said that nigga was a real live.
And Arundel Mills, they have like what they call that shit for paintings and shit. They, you know, when they
like a framing place.
Yeah, so they have like different art pictures and shit.
Right.
For like what was like the shit you got with Nipsey? What's that? Like I think you got that from Arundel, right?
No, that actually came from Ross.
But you get what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
They have a store that's like dedicated to all that. They come in.
I got one of Rihanna.
Yeah, they got different sizes and all that. So when we go in the store, I'm thinking he about to go over to like the anime, the cartoons, all that shit. This nigga go pick up King Von.
Yeah.
I said, bro, what? And he picked up King Von holding the money. And I'm like, yo, you're not getting that. Like, he like, but this can't. I'm like.
Oh, you said he was with Adrian, okay.
Yeah, my son.
Right,
yeah, so
I missed that part.
So I'm like, yo, I'm not getting you that. Like, no, you can get one of these. Like, I'm fine with you liking certain music and certain rappers.
Right.
But I'm not fine with you liking something or idolizing somebody who was detrimental in their community. That's what I'm not.
So I feel like, so like, I be trying to do the same shit with my kids, like in the shit they listen to and the things that they ingest. But like, I can honestly say my parents didn't censor my shit, right? Mm-hmm. Not that they just let me listen to anything, because they wasn't. But they didn't, like, the first tape I ever bought was Snoop Dogg Doggy Style. I was 12 years old. And I bought the tape, and my mother and my father.
Right now.
Right, absolutely. But they wasn't like, why you buying that tape? Because all he talked about was bitches and hoes, the whole tape, right? So they wasn't like, no, you can't listen to that. It was like, my father was like, well, that's what you like? Well, why you like it? What about it is it that you, like, what about it makes you enjoy it? All right, like, don't just like something because other people liking it.
Right.
Have a reason why you ingesting it. And so I be trying to make sure I stay in that place with my children, because they be liking some sideways shit. They be liking some off the wall shit. And I gotta be like, sometimes I'm like, what the fuck is you listening to that? But then I'm like, well, no. Why are you listening to that? What about it do you like?
So basically, you're teaching them a lesson all at the same time, and not dulling their senses to what appeals to them.
So
but
we got two ladies in the room, and I'm gonna ask y'all a question. When it comes to, I know your taste in music, and I know your taste in music somewhat, cause you listen to more conscious rap, if anything.
When you saying you, who you talking to?
T listens to more conscious rap.
Like Common?
Bree.
No,
it ain't that conscious. It was a real question. She's not that deep in her bag.
Like Wale, like.
I do listen to Common, but
I like Common.
For the most, Nipsey Hussle, Kendrick Lamar of the world, J. Cole, some people that's really talking about some shit. Some stories.
Not some turn up music. It's like, like I ain't going to the club.
And I think Reese taste is kind of in between.
Turn up music has its place, but my primary band.
And I think Reese taste
I'm a little in between as far as conscious rap and like the backpack rap. But as far as backpack it goes as far as Migos and Uzi. I'm just gonna be
when you say back, see, I hear backpack. I hear backpack and conscious almost in the same lane.
Yeah, they almost in the same space.
But for me, it's kind of like
your Chance the Rappers and people of that nature.
Okay.
Yeah, like.
So let me ask y'all this.
I love Chance.
Yeah,
Chance is more backpack.
When y'all
not so much conscious.
Yeah,
when y'all listen to the, because I think you know what annoys me? I like Doechii. Doechii, I love you. But there's Rhapsody.
What it is, how?
Like I feel like Rhapsody was on that wave way before Doechii, and maybe it's because Doechii has a certain look to her.
But that's not fair. I'm gonna tell you why that's not fair. I understand what you're saying.
But she also had a different type of backing.
No, but we do that more to women than we do with men artists.
We do.
Right? Because women artists, and I'm guilty of it myself.
They're critiqued more?
No, it's not that they critique more. It's like once I find a woman who do this thing good, I don't need another woman who does that same thing.
Right.
All right. So like, but I'm not like that when I listen to men artists. Right? Like
Cardi. 30 niggas that do the same.
It be 30 niggas that sound almost exactly the same.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll fuck with them on individual songs, right? But like right now, we be like I've been calling my girl, we be tossing up between Glorilla and Lotto, right? And they don't rap about the same shit at all. But they two females. I fuck with Lotto. Alright, I fuck with Lotto.
Me too.
She's more of a Glorilla fan.
So I like Glow, right?
Right.
But I think Lotto's a better rapper.
I think Lotto's a better rapper.
That's my opinion.
But see, I don't need. But my issue is. But my issue with it is. So like those two women had me not listening to no other women rap. Like outside of Nicki and Cardi, because they separate to me. They're in a different era of music to me. As far as these new women rappers, Glow and Lotto consumes my woman rap. So I don't listen to no other women rap because I would get something I want.
I'm not a either one of them.
Hold on. Before y'all get in y'all bag, this is what I wanted to ask the women of the room.
My fault. You did start with the question. Women.
What? How do y'all? Because I think growing up, I had an understanding that this shit wasn't real. Like what people rapped about wasn't 100% real because the shit they rapping about could really have them locked up.
Absolutely.
Right? Is it the same when it comes to certain artists, female artists that talk about like promiscuousness and all that? Do y'all like feel the same way, like this is just entertainment, or do y'all like not like the whole, you know?
Do y'all think that they're actually really living that, or?
I don't think they live in that for the most part. I mean, they may,
or
but
does it
like,
excite you?
Like, how do you feel about like the slutty, promiscuous rap in a sense? Let's go there.
I mean, whether it's
especially coming from black women.
Like, so you talking like City Girls?
City Girls, Meg,
Sexy.
I believe Sexy about that shit. I'm sorry, this is a question for you.
Yeah, I do too.
I definitely believe.
I think she.
Yeah, I think that's why it works for her because she's being authentic to herself.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
That's Aries. She's Aries, by the way.
Shout out to us.
Like, did you think when Kim said she sucked dick for money, that was something you might have to do?
Fuck no. No, it's entertainment. I don't think that because somebody's rapping about it, I have to live it.
But you think
it's
differently. Some women like be trying to live out a city girl life.
So I'm gonna ask this: do you think it's because you have a balance of music? Because I feel like, all right,
I don't think it got nothing to do with her balance of music. It's her upbringing. It's
that too. But I do
right.
think music influences certain behavior.
See, I know it does, but it don't have to. Like, it don't. Yeah, don't.
Yeah, if you're a level-headed thinking person,
music or movie or whatever, it's because they're weak-minded people. Right. And there's no disrespect to anybody because you do the best with what you have. Right. But you haven't been taught real life coping skills, so you turn to things that you sensationalize and want to make that your normal.
Yes.
All right.
So go ahead and answer the question. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
One of you.
Yeah, so Jeezy, Thug Motivation 101, you ain't gonna get that brick that one time?
I already had the brick.
Oh, my bad, my nigga.
But that's why I believed him, because he was saying the shit that I was doing.
But the crazy part is when my pops told me none of
fuck with Jeezy.
But the crazy part is when my pops told me none of that shit was real, I believed him.
Yeah.
It was just like, he was like, yo, none of these rappers. He was like, you think they really doing what they doing, they'd be locked up?
No, some of them really was doing that shit.
No, facts.
Like, I don't believe a lot of the new rappers are doing half of the shit they talk. Because these niggas talk, well, I don't know, some of them niggas is
no, they killing.
All the niggas are
the baby is one of them.
Oh, no,
yeah.
See, I stopped giving.
The baby.
Because he shot the nigga in Walmart. He killed the nigga in Walmart.
He talks about that
all the fucking time. But he had to kill that nigga though. Like, he had to do that.
Yeah, that wasn't because you wanted
it. It wasn't because you was out here being some tough ass nigga.
But on the flip side, Buddy gets busy whenever he need to get busy.
Oh, listen, on the flip side, I saw the baby shooting the music video, and some niggas came down on him trying to check him for not checking in.
Yeah, he was on the porch. He said, yeah, I don't do no checking in. I don't check in.
We can talk about this if you want, but I ain't checking in.
I ain't checking in with shit. I remember that.
I'm like, okay.
I think he was in Atlanta.
I don't know where he was at, but he was in. It looked like wherever
he was in Atlanta, right? And they like, yeah, you gotta check it. He like, yeah.
He looked like he was in a place where niggas get killed.
Yeah, he was like, and he stood on that shit like.
And he stood on that shit.
No.
That's why I fuck with. I don't like his music, but I fuck with him.
I think he can rap though.
He can. No, he can rap. I just don't like his music.
His freestyles.
Yeah,
no. Baby, he can rap. I just don't like. I don't like the way his like sonically. I don't like him. I don't like his voice.
Okay.
His music doesn't move me the way
he
music
did that freestyle to Squabble Up.
Oh no, his freestyles is 80s.
Honestly, I feel like his freestyles are way hotter than
his song.
Well, he's you know what I compare him to. And this
like
is not this is not a discredit. He is a newer version of animation like
Ludacris,
like Luda or Busta.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But I think
he would be great in the group.
All right.
He would be great in the group.
So if we're gonna go down this route, and I really want to, but it is what it is. We here. Music is the thing that we all love here.
I breathe that shit.
Absolutely.
I feel like music, we've gone through so many transitions in rap because at one point in time it was like you had to be original, you had to do this, you couldn't have no writers. So then we had like the Diddy thing come in, then we had like DMX, then we had Jay, then it's like the South took over, and I think we've gotten to a point where, because that's kind of what rap was in the 90s when you think about it. It was a lot of animated shit back in the 90s, but I think it was just, it was respected because it was original.
Right.
I think that's the only difference.
Animated though. That's why I don't think it was animated.
Well, when I say animated, I mean in the sense, in the sense of the.
One question for everybody.
Go ahead.
When did you know that you love hip hop? What age do you think you were?
What age was I?
Like you like, yeah, like rap is not saying that you don't listen to any other genre, but like what age that you say?
Y'all might hate me for this, but I remember.
I think I remember.
I mean, everybody can answer individually. Like, what age did you say? You know what? Yeah,
so I can tell you the earliest memory I had that I was like, yo, I really fuck with this shit was Rex in Effect Rump Shaker.
All I wanna do is
zoom, 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 boom, boom.
Let's shake your
I was the video.
Check, baby, check. Baby,
I might have been 11, and I listened to a lot of shit. Like my parents was Motown deep, so
right.
like, and then my cousins was real East Coast rap. They was from Philly. They was real heavy New York, heavy Philly influence, and they was my favorite people to be around. My parents and my cousins. They was my favorite people in the world.
Fact.
And so, like, I fell in love with R&B first because it's what my mother listened to all the time, and my father all the time. But when I heard Rump Shaker,
I know mine.
When I heard Rump Shaker and I saw the video, I was 11 years old.
Your average. Yo, that was
and it was like, yo, you can.
I love that fucking video, bro.
Hypnotize was a fire.
Hypnotize was fire, but Rump Shaker to me was like, yo, all I gotta do is say some slick ass words, and girls will shake their asses like this.
Yeah, so that was yours.
Yours was like
Hypnotize.
Yours Hypnotize.
I think it was.
How old was you?
Shit, that was when I was 7.
Okay.
And I remember like literally like, yo, these niggas is living the life, like the driving backwards shit, niggas on the fucking bikes. Like then they get on the boat. Like that was, oh my god, I used to love that fucking guy.
Nah,
yo, you know how many times I tried to call a box to you young motherfuckers? Y'all don't remember the box.
Y'all
don't remember
the box. Was insane.
When Reasonable Doubt came out, what was that?
Dang, that's 96?
96, I was 11. And I mean, number one, I deemed Jay as my favorite rapper then. And then after 11 is when then my older cousins, like with you, Reese, my cousins that lived in New York, you know, they like, yeah, this is what's cool. And that shit was just embedded in my brain, like this is real rap music. But R&B has always been my first love because of my mother. You know what I'm saying?
R&B didn't become a love for me till later in life. I think, ironically enough, I didn't start listening to R&B till Trey first album. What was his first album? Just Gotta Make It?
Yeah. I believe so.
Yeah, that's when I started fucking with R&B.
Shit, mine was motherfucking Mary J was the 411, and after that, Share My World by Mary.
The crazy part is my first R&B song though that I knew word for word was what's old boy name? When we were together,
Avant.
I never turned
I hated that nigga, bro.
Ooh, but now.
I hated him all.
Before I even moved to Baltimore, right? I used to love 5 Steps. Never been here before. Never knew the name of
Drew Hill.
Yeah, I was in Jersey.
Don't
still.
you hate that song?
Hate it.
She hates that song.
People would be like, yo, sing. I would always sing that song. First quarter, they'd be like, you can sing? Sing. 5 Steps will be my song.
We were 5.
I moved back to Baltimore in 96.
I never knew what Drew Hill stood for. I just knew I liked the song.
Right.
I realized that when I moved here.
I moved back to Baltimore like 96, 97. And in high school, every talent show, niggas was singing 5 Steps. Niggas was singing Angel. It was every talent show was a Drew Hill song. All right, like it was like a Drew Hill concert. Every talent show.
Yeah, that was my favorite R&B group at the time, bro. Like, and I still love them now.
And we,
to be honest,
we gonna end it here and come back for one more segment. But I think Baltimore doesn't have a lot of people who made it.
Rough Ends.
Yeah, most people forget about them. But I think once we have somebody that made it.
Yeah.
You know Rough Ends was from
I did.
For real?
I promise.
I did.
All right, we be back, y'all. All right, y'all, we back. This is gonna be our last part of the show.
Let's do it.
Unless we,
Let's do it. Get to talking.
So, I wanted to speak on this last week, but we didn't get to it.
What was that? We did shit last week.
Yeah, we did nothing.
Yeah, the Shedeur.
That was my fault, y'all.
The Shedeur shit. Not really most. I don't want to really talk about Shedeur, but I really want to focus more so on this idea that people should be humbled. Because that was a lot of the talk with him about, you know, his him being picked in, what was the fifth round?
Fifth round.
Fifth round,
I have an answer to that.
Fifth round,
to why he was picked in the fifth round.
No,
No. It has nothing to do with him being humbled or anything like this.
Go ahead.
This is actually a fact
that
I learned today by one of the clients that comes to the shop. He's a ex-Raven, had a Super Bowl with them. He also played for Miami, older gentleman, but he still is tapped in with the NFL. So number one, he interviewed poorly. He had a bunch of he interviewed poorly.
Which I heard was done on purpose.
He had a bunch of training things that he was supposed to show up for that he chose not to perform. And then he also spoke poorly about his offensive line, and it wasn't the topic of discussion.
On more than one occasion.
Yeah, and for that reason,
so you think
they ultimately did not want to draft him at all.
At all. So that's the thing, right? So all of that speaks to where I was going to go with this. People put him on a pedestal that he didn't deserve. And I'm not saying that he didn't go out and perform, but he wasn't the best quarterback. He wasn't in the top 5 of quarterbacks in that graduating class.
Right.
He was drafted as the 6th quarterback. Arguably, he should have went 5.
Right.
All right. Arguably.
Okay.
But he didn't deserve to go before that. Just like Kiyon said, he interviewed poorly. The metrics that teams use to evaluate.
So hold on.
He did terrible.
So I don't want us to go, because I'm not really trying to dive into the Shedeur thing. What I was more so upset about in his situation was the fact that people felt like he needed to be humble. And for me, I'm like, who are we as human beings to
determine
who needs to be humble? Life would do that.
Who are you to chastise?
Right. Like that's my argument in this conversation.
And that's a fair argument.
Like I didn't like the fact, like it seems like anytime that, and granted, knowing the behind the scenes, of course, makes that more reasonable for why they did what they did. But from the outside looking in, it just seems like here's another black man that's confident in himself.
I hear that. I don't agree with that. I feel like he needed to be humbled. I feel like.
But who is the NFL to do that? Because if you really think about it,
no, but that's what he chose to. Like that's the industry he chose.
No, I get that. But I'm just saying,
I can't go be a computer programmer and I don't know fucking basic computer languages.
Right, I get that.
Or I only know basic computer languages.
But my thing is, if that's the case, right? The more embarrassing thing would be him being drafted high and then him being a bust.
No, because then your team is wasting. They wasting their money. They wasting their draft pick. They wasting their resources on you.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying, like, if anything, if we talking about the idea of life humbling him, the lesson, in my opinion, would be him going at a high round.
And then failing, right? Okay, yeah, that's fair, but no, like. You did a piss poor job of.
I know, I get that.
I'm presenting yourself like you went in there with arrogance. So they say, you know what? I'm a humble.
I get that, but at the same time, I'm not gonna humble anybody.
It's not that tone.
But it's us that are not in the NFL who was kicking his back in that I feel as though
it's not even just shit. No, that's true. I don't agree with that take because you put yourself in a public school. All right, so you subject the public backlash. So I don't agree with that take.
Yes.
But my thing, where I stand at with this shit is, that's the venue you chose. All right, you said I'm a great quarterback. Nobody came and said he's a great quarterback. You said it. Right. So you wanted to go out there and perform and be seen as this great quarterback, right? You chose this NFL draft as the place where you want to make your statement about how great you are. Because you said, just like how when he said the facts that he had, first thing you said was, I heard that was on purpose, right? Why would he do that on purpose? Because he's saying that I'm better than this selection process.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about the selection process. I'm going to go into the selection process and I'm still going to be taken higher than other people.
I'm going to give you my ass to kiss.
And I'm going to give you my ass to kiss along the way. Right? He chose that stage to make that statement on. So the NFL ain't wrong for using that stage that he chose to say, nigga, no, you not. Because you did things to say, no, you not. It's not because you are. And you don't. If Cam Ward would have went in the 5th round, if Jalen Milroe would have went in the 5th round, then if people who were in the top 5 for Heisman contention would have went in the 5th round, no, but the 8th candidate for the Heisman Trophy, arguably the 4th or 5th best quarterback in the league, was selected as the 6th quarterback. It don't get fairer than that. In my eyes.
No, I feel
you got what you deserve. You got what you earned.
I hear what you're saying. But my issue again goes back to the idea that people feel like they have to humble people. That's the shit I don't like, because I feel like that's the responsibility.
He made it that way.
No, I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, how would you feel if if your kid was going out for something, felt confident in doing what he was doing? Okay, let's just the bullshit. He was doing the bullshit. How would you feel if somebody purposely says, you know what, nigga, I'm gonna make you.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm invited.
If my kid did those same sentiments and that's how you presented yourself, you got what you got coming to you. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh no, my poor son. No, my fucking son made it this way.
And said,
you made your bed, now lay in it.
My son stood out there and said, yeah, I'm a quarterback, and yeah, I'm gonna get drafted, and I don't need to do the things that these other draftees gotta do. I don't need to show up at the combine. I don't need to throw at the combine. When every other quarterback that's in this draft is throwing at the combine. I don't need to do that shit. I don't need to interview well. When every other quarterback has to show their IQ publicly, right? Every other quarterback has to stand in front of people and show how smart they are.
Yeah, but y'all don't.
And he said, I don't have to do that. So when you say I don't have to do those things, you have to be able to back that shit up.
No, I feel you on that part.
And he ain't backing that shit up.
I just don't like the idea that human beings want to take it upon themselves to make somebody's life hard.
I mean, no. He took it upon himself to make his life hard.
But at the end of the day, if I have control,
what you're saying.
Yeah, but if I have control, at the end of the day, if I have control on okay, if Kiyon comes in for a job interview, and I'm like, yo, this motherfucker arrogant, whatever, he might got some skill set that show that he can do the job, but I feel some type of way by his confidence, his arrogance, and I want to make it difficult for him.
That's not what happened.
Can I say this? Can I say this?
That's fucked up.
This is.
But I feel like that's what the NFL did.
That's not what the NFL did, though.
But so I'll say this, right? I'll say this, right? So what I understand what you're saying. So using, and this is just my opinion. I think using Shedeur and that, people being able to, criticize blah blah is not the right person to use for that. It's different and I feel as though that it's different if he didn't do the things that he did and he came in there humble and did what he's supposed to do and then they did that to him, then yes, that's
why do you have to alright, let me read.
That's why I said what I said.
Can we say this? Hold on. No, can we say this? Can we agree to disagree? Because I don't think that we ever gonna agree on how you feel about this.
But what I'm about to say, right? If you know you on your shit, then let's take the Shedeur. Let's just completely throw that out the window. Why can't you come into a space being confident?
And then
confident and arrogant is two different things, bro.
Completely different things. Confidence says, I have the skill, I've proven my skill, and I'm going to stand on the things that I have proven. Arrogance says, I don't give a fuck if you know my skill. I know my skill, and I don't care what you think about it. All right, and there's a big difference.
So how is that?
Because that's commerce.
Bro.
Hold on, Key. That's how the world functions, bro. That's why. This is how the world functions. Nobody wakes up, and other than people who have privilege, nobody wakes up with valor, bro. You have to go out there and earn that shit. You have to go out there and show the world what you're made of in order for you to be anything in this world. All right, you got exceptions. Don't get me wrong. Every rule has outliers. You have people you got trust fund babies. You got people who will be billionaires without ever having done the work.
So how are the arrogance and confidence one and the same?
Because we're not saying that they're one and the same. I can have confidence and And my
right now, do you think we the best fucking podcast out here?
Truthfully?
Yeah.
Hell fucking yeah.
I'm not gonna say that.
I am. Now, am I going to say I'm not going to sit here and what? I'm smart enough to know.
I'm gonna ask you what your metrics are. I'm gonna ask you what you measure.
Yeah, because that's why I said I said I'm not gonna say that because I don't know what we're gauging this on. Like there are different. It's aesthetics.
But Tom, it's not. So I see why you disagree. But my point is just that this NFL shit, there is a metric in place. There is a standard measurement in place.
No, I feel.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said that. That's why I said
that measurement. That's why the NFL's not wrong for what happened.
That's why I said let's just take that out of.
Yeah, like I'm confident in what we doing. I think we do an amazing job.
Hold on. I feel like we are the best podcast out there that hasn't been found yet. But also too, I'm not opposed to taking criticism. I'm not opposed
that's
to.
A form of that's not arrogant. That's confident.
But that's the difference between arrogance.
Like if you ask me, do I believe in what we doing? I'm gonna tell you 110% yes.
I believe.
But I also feel like we the best podcast out there.
But he also said it's metrics. What are you gauging this on? So therefore, I can say I'm the best at shit. We the best at shit talking hypothetically or whatever the case may be.
We're the best conversational piece.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's different.
But we can have better wall art. Our sound could sound better. Our lights could look better.
Yes,
absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So like we don't have the best lighting in the industry.
It's just a matter of
we don't even communicate the best in the industry. We got to get better with how we talk to each other, talking over top of each other, cutting people off. You know what I'm saying? It's things for us to do to grow. Right. All right, but that's the difference between arrogance and confidence. Confidence is knowing that I'm putting the best version of myself forward with room to grow. Arrogance says it ain't no more room, nigga. I'm it, and I don't give a fuck what you got to say about it.
That makes sense, right?
It makes sense. I ain't gonna hold you. I feel that way.
What?
Okay.
I feel that way.
You know, that's okay.
Listen.
And listen, I'm good with you feeling that way because I don't. You know what I'm saying? And we a team.
Yeah.
Right, all right, so I'm good with you feeling that way.
But I also know that I ain't shit without my team.
That part.
Yeah.
But see, I know that about you.
Yeah.
So I know that you're going to value what I say. You're going to value what he say.
When it comes to this shit.
You're not selfish. You're arrogant, but you're not selfish. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good with you being arrogant because I'm not. All right, we balance that shit out. I'm cool. You can tell me, nigga, my shit can stink 8 days a week. That ninth, I'm going to smell great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to listen to everything that you said about me for them last 8 days, and I'm going to make it mean something.
Like I said, I feel like we them niggas.
And
I appreciate you feeling that way.
I feel like all this shit came together.
Yeah, and we do a great fucking job at what we do.
No, but I'm just saying, not even just that, bro. I'm just saying, it's just like
it's the arm fold for me.
It's just
I said what I said.
It's the arm fold.
I just like like shit coming together.
He said what he said.
No, but what he said is some real
shit.
Yeah,
and that's what he said.
Like, bro, like the other day when I hit Reese, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, yo, this nigga said he didn't work with studios and artists. Why the fuck is he not doing our sound?
Right.
When I called you, I said, bro.
And that shit happened so organic. Reese came just to kick it one day.
I came to watch you fight.
So now you can't tell me shit.
Right.
Like, for me, it's like, yo, it's too many pieces that's falling in line for this shit.
It's crazy that he like even with the soundboard. Like, did you know you had to update it? When you said it to me, repeated what he said, I was like,
yeah, but again, when I called him, he was like, yo, I was waiting for you to ask me. It dawned on me. I'm like, this nigga works with sound. Why the fuck is he not doing our sound,
bro? And I knew that he worked with sound. I swear to God, I did, cause.
But that's me. I believe everything happens the way it's supposed to happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
And because I believe that, that's why I know we ain't the best podcast out there, because I know that, and I'm not saying that we not gonna be. I believe that there isn't a part. So here's what I'm saying. When I say that we not the best podcast out there, we don't do every single part of podcasting to the best of its ability. All right,
I mean, that's fair.
I believe that everything we do it better than the people who do what we do.
Yeah.
All right, I believe that, but I believe that we can be better. All right.
Okay.
So both of those can exist. They're not mutually exclusive.
Yeah, like, and I personally think that's where we're all on that page.
Absolutely, but that's the most important part.
Right.
Regardless of what we individually think, we all on the same page about this shit.
Right.
And that's why we are who we are. because we're all on the same page about it. We moving to the same goal. And as long as that part stay true, the rest of that shit, you know.
That's why I say we the best podcast out here. Fuck them niggas. Fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm gonna be honest, and I'm looking for a spin-off show for myself called David Ruffin and them.
No, but hold on. I am definitely trying to get the Wiretap production off the ground too.
Yeah.
That's going to be another umbrella and part of this. And you know, the first show we want to shoot is what's it called, T? What you call the show? The segment? You told me the other day. What was the segment?
My segment?
Yeah.
My segment?
Yeah. What was it called?
Phenomenal Millennial?
No.
The what? The fuck did you just say? The Millennial?
She said unbalanced millennial.
Unbalanced millennial.
But there was something you said that I was like, yo, that would be a great fucking podcast name.
It's called. I'm having a brain fart right now.
I'm gonna tell you what the next thing we about to do though.
It was like, girl, let's talk.
We about to put a mic in front of Breed T.
No, it's my segment is going to be called "Girl, Tell Me Why."
That's a great
Girl,
fucking.
Tell Me Why.
That's a podcast
That's fire.
right there.
Girl, Tell Me Why.
That's fire.
We're gonna shoot that.
I'm gonna tell you what I want. I'm gonna tell you. Well, since we talking about ideas,
I'm trying to get these.
dicks and titties.
Yeah.
I can't get out. I'm sorry. As soon as I hear DNC, it's the first thing I think, and now it's gonna be the only thing I think. It's awful. I'm so terrible.
You have to grow up, Reese.
I do. You're absolutely right. You need to grow up. Talk up.
But
I'm gonna tell you what I want to do though. I want to do skits, right? Because shit that be happening at my bar be hilarious shit. And I'm like, if people could see a version of this would generate its own shit. I want to start shooting skits and make it part of the production.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, it don't have to be part of the
podcast.
podcast.
I mean, the introduction to the
Yeah. So
episode.
my goal has always to be a production company. That's always been my goal since 2015.
Wiretap TV, nigga.
Right. So it's like I just like
it's
for
a
instance,
network.
we about to get Mr. Ruffin here to start going downtown and doing interviews.
We about to have Kiyon.
I had an idea
We about to
the
get Kiyon on the corner in front of a girl on fire singing, nigga. That's what we about to do.
And will.
That's what we about to do.
Like, yo, we're talking
what
like,
you
yo.
say, Bree?
No, that was my idea. If we would have went to DC to the bullpen to do like little interviews, not nothing over extensive. Just like
my only thing is I don't want to go to DC.
No. That was just because it was a group setting.
Because I wanted to be here.
We could start it here and then expand.
I'm not saying we can't. I'm not saying we
the
can't.
The only reason why I said DC was because that was the plan for us to go this weekend. That was the only reason.
Yeah. I don't want to just. I'm not saying I wouldn't go to DC or other cities. What I'm saying is,
I get it. You want to start
it at home base.
Yeah, home base.
I feel like it's just that DC has a lot. We get a larger selection of people.
Yeah, it's a melting pot.
All right.
Like, and he came to me. He was like, yeah, so I want to start doing the street interviews. Blah. He didn't ask me. He told me. He was like, yeah, so you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, you're gonna do the street interviews. I was like,
it's your personality.
That's you have. I was like, shit. You have something I feel like I don't have.
Yeah, those were his words. I wasn't gonna say that, but yeah, those
you got something he don't have. I'm sorry. Okay,
what a knee snapper.
I wish we had that.
What a knee snapper.
I'm gonna have that next week though. I'm gonna hit 7. It's gonna go. I'm sorry.
Well, I do believe Kiyon has a when I saw it at the karaoke spot, I'm like, well, this nigga really know how to work a room.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
That's because he a gigolo part time.
I think that you have it too. The problem is that Kiyon
has to know people.
And not only that, I think that Kiyon just doesn't have this fear based around talking around to projection.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
See me, I feel like I'm gonna sound stupid.
Yeah, it's only give a fuck.
I think you get into your head too much. Because
I'm gonna be like, yo, you watch Dragon Ball Z?
That's hilarious.
Dragon Ball Z, nigga. What
the fuck are you talking about? You listen to that new Korn album?
I don't have that fear. It's like I don't.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm here, so
like he said. Him and what's his name, Mick?
Yeah,
they bonded very quickly.
Yeah, that's my man.
Mick is also a people person.
Yeah, like we grew up together.
To an extent.
I just walk around with the mentality like, what you gonna do? Punch me in my mouth? Like that's how I feel about like, what you gonna do? Punch me in my mouth? Like, what's the worst that you can do to me? That hasn't been done to me.
Yeah.
So I don't really give a fuck.
And then
I say what's on my mind the way it's on my mind.
Yeah, and I think that my position too is that I spend a lot of time in DC, and you realize that most fucking people are faking. They're not being themselves. So I think that authenticity is a power
and that's what you have.
that you have.
I think that's
when you walk
the
in
most
a room,
important.
and it helps you to claim the space that you're in.
That's,
I
when
think
you walk in
that's,
who the fuck you are, and I think that's what Kiyon
I think
does.
Kiyon walks in his authenticity, and he has no fear about it.
so I was about to say,
That's alright shit.
He ain't got no choice.
so I was about to say, that's probably your superpower.
Yeah.
And remember when we first did the part, I said, "Yo, you are a character." And he was like, "What the fuck that mean?" I'm like, "You got it. Whatever that shit is, you got it."
Yo, and
Which is why niggas try to get you on that. Never mind.
never mind. Wait. We'll sleep this in the night, baby. Nah, but like, and it took me a while to believe that, and I'm talking about like. Maybe like 21, like maybe I am what the fuck they say I am. You know what I'm saying? And that's and like you said, that's my superpower.
I even seen that when we went to the hookah spot.
Which one? Oh yeah.
The birthday party.
Yeah.
And one whole listen. No, this is before we got to this point. Man, my aunt came into town. Shout out to Danielle. Shout out to San Francisco Bay Area. She came into town, and my homegirl and the kid was having a birthday party. And the shit was on Bel Air Road.
Your bass?
Yes.
Your bass, yeah. A whole section.
You just know it random East Baltimore shit.
Right.
I'm not even from over East, I'm just a hookah head.
We're not gonna do the East West shit.
All I did was reference the location.
Alright.
Yes.
I didn't say how trashy and shitty East Baltimore was.
Thank you, Reese.
I said what? What you say?
I didn't.
Have you seen?
Hold on, wait, let's finish.
That's one part, baby.
So, when we get to the joint, right? Everybody having a good time. It's a whole nother section that end up dancing with this nigga.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, this nigga know how to work a room.
Next thing you know, I'm at the bar buying waters. Y'all ladies think waters?
He's charismatic. It's his story.
Niggas, I'm buying niggas waters. Niggas sitting there, they want to be mad so bad. I'm like, bro, you want to water too? Hell yeah, fuck yeah. As you know, I got a whole bunch of group of new friends that I never seen.
But that's why I said, like, in my opinion, when I say we the shit, I'm saying as far as like, it's almost scary how this shit is coming together.
Right.
Because it's like, alright.
It's coming together how you envisioned it.
To an extent, yes.
He sees the potential, and the potential is reality for him.
Exactly.
Which is fine.
Right.
Which is absolutely
so
fine.
it's like
Just don't have imposter syndrome.
it's like, okay, I started this. Alright, I'm starting it. Then I have someone who I feel is very entertaining to watch come into the fold.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Kiyon called me and came into the fold. Right? Then we get Jeff to come in and he balance it.
Right.
Because at one point in time, what was the complaint we was getting? We think too much alike. And I was like,
he was agreeing like
that's
shit.
probably why we get along, because
we agree on a lot of shit.
So
our views be the same.
Right.
Let it go, big dog. That shit was dead 10 minutes ago when he picked it up. He hit the button. The nigga said a silent prayer. He was like, come on. Let it go, nigga.
So
it's so funny.
I'm sorry.
I didn't think you saw it.
He was like, that nigga said.
I didn't think nobody saw it.
I said, nigga, let it go.
I hit this button 4 times and just keep flashing on me.
Hey, yo.
My fault.
No, you good. So then Jeff comes in the picture and then he balances it, right?
Right.
Then Bree comes. Bree is the longest camera person we have.
Okay, shout out to Bree.
Since we started.
Bree, she don't got no choice at this point. Nigga, I'm gonna be outside the house.
Literally, I don't have no point. I have no choice. You
so
guys are here.
I know where you live at.
T comes into the fold.
Bro.
Yeah, he does.
Now you're gonna make me put cameras outside my house.
That's fine. I'm not covering no bullshit.
Yeah.
I get it, but
Nigga, I just want to talk to
I'm
you.
here.
I just want to talk to you.
Wait a minute, I'm gonna tell y'all a story. So Reese actually texted me like, yeah, so the nigga on your answer machine is a like, I'm like, nigga, it's a generator. Like, what the fuck?
Was it AI?
It's one of the voice
It was one of the voice messages.
One of the auto messages.
The auto
That nigga
messages.
creepy as
So
fuck.
he texts me and he's like, yeah, this Reese, I'm coming by to get one of the mics. Mind you, I never touched that nigga back. He was just like, yeah, by the way, the nigga on your answer machine is fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck he said.
I don't know what that nigga was creepy as fuck though.
Alright, hold up. So then T comes and does an interview, but then T just giving me all this fucking yo, you need to do this. You might need to do
She gave you game.
Yeah, you might want to do this. I was like, yo, why was you fucking managers?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And then you come.
Hey.
Pause.
And
Thank you.
I
then
got 6 children. Man. I came a lot.
Yeah. And then you know how to do the audio shit, which I'm not familiar with. So it's like, for me, it's like, that's why I say we the shit, because everything has happened.
No, we are the shit. There's no disagreement there.
I mean, yes, are there things we could do better? Yes, absolutely. But I think if we was to go up against any other podcast, as far as within our region, we would probably be the most entertaining one out of all of them.
Absolutely, because I'm gonna punch him in the mouth. So they're not even gonna be entertaining.
And I'm not mad at the other ones that's out there. Shout out to y'all. You feel me?
Nah, real shit though. Shout out to everybody.
Yeah, I fuck with the home team, but I'm just letting y'all know we coming for niggas next.
Coming for niggas next.
Hey,
absolutely.
Who am I, Reese? Just one more hit. I swear to God.
Leave
it alone.
That's you mean, nigga. That's who you are. You mean this corner. Look at this flashing red button.
Nigga said, just give me one more hit.
Just give me one more.
Yeah.
Just one more.
Alright, so we at
hey, all you other podcasters out there, if all you other black podcasters, join the Black Podcasters Association. Because even though we coming at each other's necks, we need to figure out how to work together to do it.
And it's really it's love. It's not
all love.
Yeah, it's not
Really love, man.
It's almost like that thing of what my man said when he pulled up. He was like, "You need to put your man on."
yeah, give him a happy
I gotta cover every bump in your face.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's not like
we ain't
dissing y'all. It's
punching nigga in the mouth was a joke.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean?
No, but
let's
we will.
all get,
Don't test me.
But let's all get busy though.
We will punch.
Yeah, get on your shit. If you're doing a podcast, if you're doing a podcast, get on your shit as well as us.
Anybody named Dibbles is dangerous.
Yeah.
All right. If you name somebody nickname is some cute shit like Freckles, nigga, they dangerous. Alright, nah, fuck
Dibbles over there. I said, Joe, you ain't about that. She was like, my name Dibbles, nigga. I was like, what the fuck? She was like, ask about Dibbles.
Ask about Dibbles, man.
I was like,
got
damn.
name in the joint.
Right.
If not, the ambulance is giving out free rides.
That part. They not free, they call free rides.
If you want to get in that motherfucker, keep fucking with us.
Oh man.
That part.
But we gonna end it here, y'all. Thank y'all for tapping.
We gonna end episode 46 because we never said that. 47.
Yeah. 47.
So we're ending episode 47.
Yeah, but what they need to do though?
They need to like, follow, subscribe. Hey, hold on. You bitch ass niggas need to start commenting.
Damn, why you gonna call them bitch ass niggas that ask you to
my fault.
comment?
Bleep that.
Yeah, and if you're feeling frisky, please comment. I get tired of saying this shit and y'all niggas not commenting.
We starting to get we starting to get real again. Nah, she didn't. She's just in front of the front. But we starting to get comments.
Okay.
Yeah. We getting that. That vocal shit niggas was debating about on TikTok.
Shout out to TikTok.
I love TikTok, y'all. You know.
But yeah, you know what I mean? Thank y'all for tuning in.
Alright, we might go play pool, niggas.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all next week.
Peace. You're